I am here with Chef
Buongiorno.
Testa of Italian Cooking Lessons, and I am on your turf right now. I am so excited to be taking one of your lessons. So what are we doing today?
Absolutely. Today we're doing something special. It's called laminated pasta.
Oh.
Why is it called laminated pasta? It's because we put all the herbs inside the pasta. So we have to start by making the pasta.
Okay.
As you see, I have sage, I have basil, I have parsley. So once you do the dough, we have to start to use the pasta machine that is very precious to me. And then we have to do all the nice layers and cut it. It's so fresh and it's so natural that you want to pair it afterwards with lemon, a little bit of parsley, and some salted butter.
Light
it's
and refreshing.
very simple. I'll guide you through all the passages if you stay here with me.
Okay.
And thank you for coming to my house.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's beautiful, by the way.
Absolutely.
And what's really cool too is she can do private parties and that kind of thing, so she can come to you.
Absolutely. So you start always with the flour. It's very important the type of flour. So we're not using all-purpose flour, but we're using flour 00. That is an Italian flour that is soft wheat flour. So we start with 2 cups of flour and 3 eggs. Very important, the organic eggs. So it doesn't matter the size, because in Italy we don't have sizes of eggs.
Oh, really?
We don't.
They're all the same.
They're all the same in Italy. So we're going to crack the eggs. So 1 egg, as you see, they're very orange. This is how you understand that they're organic.
More nutrients,
Yes.
I feel like.
Number
too,
2, yes. And I left them out like 20 minutes before you came.
right? So they're not so cold.
They're not so cold.
Okay.
They're like room temperature. And as you see, they are very orange. Then with the fork, you don't go in with the hands right now. You want to go in with a whole fork. Are you ready to get messy? This is the part that everybody likes.
Yeah.
Or dislikes if it get messy. But we're not going to get messy.
Okay, great.
So you're going to start with your fork, and I want you to pay attention to this part because your wrist has to be low. So you gotta whisk, 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 like you're doing a frittata kind of.
Okay.
And then slowly you're going to incorporate a little bit more flour.
I like how you use the flour as the bowl.
Yes,
Basically.
absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
So you see how I mount it like it's jumping. It's jumping. And then you go in a little bit more. And as you go, then again, you're going to go inside. But at a certain moment, the fork will have a little bit more traction. Then we're going in with a spatula. And you're going to do this part.
Just kind of folding it.
You're going to fold it, because if you were to go in with your hands now, you know what's going to happen? All your hands will get the dough.
And it's very sticky.
It's very sticky. And we gotta always keep the flour here, because I'm going to start kneading right now.
Okay.
So the best way to knead is to use the palm of my hands. And I always have to keep this by hand. Is my position, and of course, is how I knead it. So you always have to be very energetic and push.
Which you are.
Energy is not a problem right here. So, and I do pasta mostly every day. So I push and pull and re-get it. Push and pull. My shoulder always go down and I re-get it. Push and pull and I re-get it.
The whole body movement.
It is.
It's like a dance.
Yes, it is kind of dance.
Call it the
yes,
knead.
it is. So very important is that you use the palm, not the fingertips. So still a couple more minutes until they get smooth. So you know that it's ready when it's smooth and it bounces back.
All right, the dough's been sitting for a little bit.
Yes,
What's
it's been
the next
sitting.
step?
So the next step is to cut the dough in little pieces. You always want to have the flour here because it's sticky. So now it's a little bit more bouncy. You see that it bounces back a little bit more. And then we have to cut smaller part, because one thing that people maybe don't realize when they do pasta by themselves, they want to put the whole dough inside the pasta machine. And a pasta machine is a press, so you have a dial here, and you have to go down in numbers, obviously. So you start from 0, and you go down till 5, because it's a press, and slowly it goes down. But first, you gotta press it with your hands, and go in the flour. So you start with number 0 to start, that is the lower.
Oh,
and
each
then
passage
yes,
changes the
each
number.
passage you gotta change the number.
Got
That
it.
is correct.
Okay.
So you're going to do it like this at every passage. You gotta put the flour, because otherwise it sticks. And now I'm going at number 1, and then I'm going to grab it again. See, and gently I pull it, and then again I'm going to put a little bit of flour. It's really crucial that every time I put flour as I turn the number. So every time that you change the dial, the numbers, they get the press closer. Perfect.
I'm so afraid I'm going to pull too much.
So we're going to stop at number 6. Sometimes I go at 6, I go at 7. When I do tortellini or I do ravioli, I go closer. Why do I do that? Because they overlap.
Oh,
so they're thinner. So you see this one, how it stretches?
I was so afraid to pull it.
Look at this. It pulls so much.
Yeah.
Now is the time that we have to start to put our herbs.
All right, guys, don't go anywhere because we will take a short pause, but after the break, Chef Diana and I will finish up the pasta, we'll make a sauce, and then give the final verdict. Can I cook like my Italian grandmother? Don't go anywhere, that's next.